Hello everyone, welcome back to the Tea Break. I'm Varun and this is where we talk most things cricket. Today we're going to talk about the first T20 game between India and England. Clearly it was England's game right from the beginning, but rather than reflect on the game, which was pretty obvious for everyone to see that India played poorly and England played much better, I just want to talk about what will happen in the World T20 or the World Cup of the T20 that's going to happen in India in October. These series or these games of T20 are sort of a dress rehearsal for the teams that are going to show up in the World Cup, and I'm a bit concerned about India's top order there, and I'll let you guys know why. So if you look at the top three or four players, and of these five, of the following five, the top four will play. So it'll be Dhawan, Rahul, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, and Shreyas Iyer. And out of these five, India will want to pick a top four. At least that's how it's looking at the moment. But all of them are very, very similar players, and that's what worries me for our top order. So if I look at IPL strike rates, averages are fine. I mean, they all score a lot of runs. They play at the top of the order, extremely good players. So they will score a lot of runs. But if you look at strike rates, they all have very similar strike rates. So let's start with Shikhar Dhawan. A strike rate of 126. And let's start with his two potential opening partners, uh, Rahul 135 and Rohit Sharma 130. When you're in a T20 format, one of the opening batsmen needs a strike rate of 150 plus, I think, because that's how you get those flying starts, and that's how you try and take the game away from the opposition at the beginning of the match. If Dhawan, Rahul, and Sharma together, all of them have like 130 strike rate, that's not good enough, I think, because that just means that we score very slowly in the first 5 to 6 overs, or in the power play, basically. So what happens if one of them gets out quickly? Who's coming in next? Number three comes in Virat Kohli. What's his strike rate throughout his career in the IPL? 130. The same. So if you get out, both the openers a bit slow. If one of them gets out early, number three also equally slow. And by slow, I mean by T20 standards, slow. 130 strike rate slow. Okay. If you lose two wickets, who comes in number four? Shreyas Iyer. What's his strike rate? 126. Extremely slow again. So that's going to be the problem. And in T20, if your top four don't fire with heavy quick runs, you're going to struggle in every game, and that's what's happening with India. That's what's happened today, but that is what will happen in the future as well. Now you look at the other batsmen in the team. There are only two really explosive batsmen. That is Rishabh Pant and Hardik Pandya, both with a 150 plus strike rate, which is why I honestly feel that with all this chopping and changing in the batting order, I think is the best. If you want to chop and change, send Rishabh Pant to open the batting, or send Hardik Pandya to open the batting, and keep one of them lower down the order for the big hitting, because you need that quick start at the top. And these specialist, very technical batsmen sometimes don't give you that start at the top, and that's where India, I think, will struggle if we don't fix it before the World Cup. In terms of the bowling today, again, I think Chahal is a clear starter. He's one of our top bowlers, but I think Bumrah will come in place of Thakur, which has to happen going forward. And Bhuvi, I'm not quite sure as well. It doesn't look in great touch. So the bowling will completely change for the T20 World Cup is how I look at it, and a lot will depend on how the bowlers go in the IPL as well. But in terms of batting, I think we need to make this change very quickly. Looking at the England side, I mean, we all know that they're an absolute gun white ball side, a really, really special T20 side. I think they are the clear favourites to win the World Cup. Unless something goes really wrong, they, I think, have firepower to easily win the World Cup this time, both in the batting and in the bowling department. But I just wanted to come today to discuss India's top order, the top five with a strike rate of 130. Not good enough for T20, not good enough for the T20 World Cup. Either one of them has to really start going very hard at the top and get a strike rate of 150 plus right at the beginning, or we need a change up at the top. Thank you very much, and see you for the next game.